What's up, you guys? It is so good to be back after 2 weeks out of the game because my phone had the issue that you guys know about. Not a whole lot happened during those 2 weeks that I was away, really. Just average life stuff, work. At work, actually, I underwent a training on something that I had completely, absolutely never done or imagined that I would do. It was challenging, but 4 days into it and I feel pretty confident about what I'm doing now. So it's such a great feeling, and I will probably make a video about that. So be on the lookout for that. I am going to use the assistance of my handy journal to be able to go over the stuff that I did in the last 2 weeks. So it's not an everyday log type of thing, but I did find things as I flipped through it that, oh yeah, that happened. Let me tell the folks about it. On the 7th, I was talking about this training that I had coming up, which took place 2 weeks ago. So like Monday the 9th? What day was it on Monday? Sorry guys, I forgot. I wrote this entry on the 7th, and it's about the days leading up to it, and I was excited, I was looking forward to it, and then it finally happened. So it was actually a little more stressful than I thought it would be. It didn't really go entirely according to plan, but it happened, and that's all that matters. I also liked leaving early. Oh yeah, one thing that I was saying was there is just no way that I could have survived these 2 weeks without my iPod. See that? iPod. 3rd generation. But it has all of my favorite music. Like any song that I said I like that song, I pretty much have it. Except for the ones that I couldn't either hear the lyrics well or understand it well, nor did I have my phone to Shazam it on time. I'm just glad for it, because you guys know that I need music to function. So this was actually better to use than my phone, because with my phone I only have very limited music, the songs that I absolutely cannot live without. Whereas this allowed me access to my entire library. So I was so happy. It's like driving felt like I was doing it for the first time. And then of course I can fit it in my hand and like hold it with one hand. You know, how crazy is that? Whereas my phone is like... Something good that happened with my phone being away is that my attention span was better, and I was actually getting to places more on time than I normally did. So like, since I had nothing to do, like nothing distracting me, nothing taking up my time, I would leave for work a little earlier than I'm used to. And also going to bed was easier, because by 11ish I was already in bed, and that never happens. Another interesting thing was that I didn't really miss it. The only thing that made me miss it was every morning I wake up and I look at the app, the weather app, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be this kind of weather, so this is what I'm going to wear. At other times I needed to make some phone calls and I just couldn't, so I had to actually physically drive somewhere to inform someone of something. Like my bathtub was having issues again. It was draining slowly. So instead of just calling the office and just being like, hey, my bathtub needs attention, I actually had to drive to the office for them to do something about it. And I say drive and not walk, because that day it was raining like crazy. Also, if I wanted to make any changes at work to my schedule, I actually had to be there and make it happen, instead of just, making a phone call and everything is over. And of course I was telling my mom, as soon as I ship this thing away, that's when I'm going to need it the most. And some interesting things happened that I'm like, I would have made a video about this immediately, but I can't because I don't have the medium to. But at the same time, it was just so good to know that I'm not horribly attached to it. Like, I know people who would have gone nuts over it. Like, my boyfriend was asking me, like, maybe 3 days, 4 days into not having it, he was like, oh, how do you feel without your phone? And I'm like, brother, there was a time in which I had no internet access. It was between fall 2014 until late summer 2015. During that time, I was just fine. Like, I don't need this to live. It's just that lately I had picked up a hobby and a habit and all that. And you see my hair here? That's hilarious. Thick hair problems. And anyways, I just missed the routine that I had, but it's not like I couldn't do anything outside of that, you know? So don't get me confused with the way other people manifest. So, also, getting chores done was way easier, and it was about the only thing that I could have possibly done as a means of entertainment during the times that I set aside in my day for entertainment. So my room, I did some more cleaning around to it. I got rid of a lot of stuff, so I ended up donating a lot of that. And I didn't get to my car because there was a week in which every day it rained. So I think it was the first week. It was like non-stop. And then something that I found out was my mom was saying that the elementary school I went to had actually shut down. And that was actually pretty shocking because it's like shut down. All of my memories, all of my childhood got shut down. So that was kind of shocking. Also, I feel like that little training that I did at work, even though it was very difficult at first because there were some distractions going on at work. Distractions as in involuntary interruptions, as in they needed my help and my trainer's help in the places that we would work at. So oftentimes we got, you know, called or asked to do something, or she got asked to do something, and then I can't learn that way. I need to have a nice seamless experience, and our manager had said that's the way that it would go, but unfortunately you cannot always make those things possible, so you just have to make the best out of it. I was just really worried because those first 3 days I felt like I wasn't learning anything, and then I was telling myself it's important that I get this because they're gonna need me to do this. So, you know, progress was slow, but it was there. And then on the 10th, I shipped my phone away maybe on May the 5th or May the 4th. It was the Wednesday of that week. And by the 10th, I had an entry that goes, I miss filming so much. I'm so glad I can say I found a passion in life that I won't give up on. My phone needs to hurry the fuck up and come back. I'm starting to go nuts. That was my way to let go of stress. Creating feels good. Yeah, that was really the most difficult part about not having my phone. There were some days, 2 days that I can think of, that I had stuff to do around the city, and I didn't have a GPS, of course. I got lost so many times to where I would spend an hour trying to find out my way back or go to a place that I recognized. But at the same time, I put my navigation skills to the test, but it also sucked to learn that I still don't know my way around here. And then I'm like, wow, I was so spoiled. It's like I could just get out my phone and be like, hey Siri, take me home. And it does, you know? So sometimes I would stop somewhere with Wi-Fi and be like, let me pull up a map before, you know, I run out of gas before I accomplish anything. Laundry was so much easier to get done. Usually I find reasons and excuses to not do it, but I was like, every little chore in life is just getting done quickly. On Mother's Day, we hung out with the boyfriend's family, so it was my mom and I, and then his mom and his sister with her husband, and they got married recently, like back in December. And it was good to finally get to hang out with them and see them together like that, because I couldn't make it to their wedding. And I saw the pictures. That was Mother's Day gift to their mom, having an album of all the wedding pictures, and it was a pretty good event. So even though I just saw it through pictures, I don't need to see anything else to know that it was a good time. I wrote so much about nothing. I have this project to where I'm going through my middle school and high school yearbooks, but I'm still stuck on 6th grade. And I'm writing about every single person who I used to know or every single person I have a memory of. It's such a big project that it feels impossible, but I'm almost done with the 6th grade yearbook. So I only have yearbooks from 6th grade to 12th grade. So yeah, I was writing about how it's overwhelming that mom is having all kinds of letters and phone calls and appointments and bills coming. Sometime last week, I was thinking about how the anniversary of Christina Grimmie's death is coming up. Oh yeah, on the 5th, it was my brother's birthday. On the 10th, it was my father's birthday. On the 14th, it was my first boyfriend's birthday. And today I was invited to go with the boyfriend and his mom to church, but I had to skip on it because since mom has that all clear liquid diet before her procedure tomorrow, I was like, I would rather stay because she might need me. I mean, she just went out to the store to get some stuff she needs, and I skipped out on it, and I'm like, let me see how she does. But you know, it's still the earlier hours, so I don't expect her to feel bad or weak, but I felt better knowing that I would be here in case something happens. There are more Sundays to come. And on the 18th, I was walking to the recycling bin, and there was a couple sitting by the curb of one of my sidewalks on the way to the recycling bin, and they were like, come this way, and I'm like, they're crazy. And then he goes, snake. I stopped dead on my tracks, and I see a long, skinny, black snake going like, you know, over there in the grass, going the opposite direction from me. But had I stayed on the side of the street that I was on, it could very easily leap and attack me if it's one of those dangerous ones. I just thought it was crazy because that's one of my fears. I fear those animals like crazy, so I thank them like 20 times for having told me that that thing was in my path. I also feel like I had a lot more energy because I was getting more sleep, and I guess I was not as sedentary as I am because I like to read a lot and browse a lot on the internet. I had a crazy thought one day. I was like, this morning I was telling myself, man, for my wedding, I want everybody to wear MF leggings or just athletic clothing. I want people to be comfortable. I know I am not wearing heels. I don't want to hear their sound either. I'm just too conscious of how bad that is for your back and your knees. People may wear whatever. I would so go in leggings. And honestly, my wedding is not even going to be that big for me to worry about. Matter of fact, I may not even have a wedding. So on the 19th, I was like, I hope that when I see mom this evening, she tells me my phone is back. And then I'm back to yesterday, which was before my boyfriend left. He told me that mom texted him saying that my phone is here. Because the way it worked was I gave them her number so that they would let me know when it comes back. So yeah, you guys, see, really not a whole lot happened. And at the same time, I deliberately did not go out to eat much or try anything new because I wanted to be able to record the experience. I felt like if I did some things for the first time, my reaction, impression of it, recollection of it would not be as genuine as when I get to filming about it immediately. And if there's anything that you feel like I need to know or you want for me to check out that happened during these 2 weeks, let me know because I have no idea where to start getting caught up with the stuff that happened. So little by little, I am seeing what was trending and all that good stuff. But if there's anything that you want to know my thoughts on, just shoot me a comment. I will be back super soon to let you know my thoughts on some other matters that I had pending. And if you guys saw a random video, which, what's the title of it? Oh, if I could go back to moments from my past. I had uploaded that on the day before my phone completely just stopped working. So when I upload something, I always have it set to private so that I can put the tags on it, select a thumbnail, which I often forget to do, and stuff like that. So I didn't want to just completely publish it until I had it done the way I wanted it done. So that's why if you look at the date, it's like this girl got her phone yesterday, but there is a video from 2 weeks ago. That's what happened. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon.